Happy Sunday. Sorry I'm a little late. Not too bad. What time is it? I'm like 8 minutes late. That's not too bad. As you've seen from the title, today's video is going to be a chop and prop. I picked up a basket, a hanging basket from Lowe's, and I wanted to share with you guys my chopping and propping method that I do for my shop. And that's how I can afford to make so many plants and have them so accessible for you. Hola, Puerto Rican.
Mom, you have a mirror behind you, and when I walked in, they could see me.
So? Hi, Jazz. You know you gotta be camera ready.
I'm not camera ready.
What's his name? Anthony or Andrew?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Who's Andrew?
I don't know why I want to call him Andrew. Hi, Anthony. Hola, hola. Welcome to the channel. What are you guys doing today? Okay, let me get started. As you guys know, I sell my soilless mix, and I have somebody that actually purchased on PalmStreet, which I was so excited. I hope she enjoys the soilless mix and it works well for her. I didn't ask if she wanted me to give her a shout out, but she's a regular customer and is always purchasing plants from me on PalmStreet, which I really appreciate. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. I also share or sell the chunky number 4 perlite on PalmStreet if you're interested in this. If like you have your own mix that you're comfortable with, but you want to add some chunky perlite to your mix, I also sell the 2-quart bags. Again, these are chock full, you guys, of substrate and amendments, so definitely worth it. Also, I wanted to share the self-watering pots that I sell on my PalmStreet as well. They're all behind me, so just give me a second to grab them. I used to like when they were to the side of me, but yeah. So, I don't have the smallest one on here for some reason. I think I used it. But I have these in the clear insert ones. This is what they look like. Clear insert. They have all these drainage holes. That seems to be working well for my plants so far. And they also have the wick that comes with them. I have the clear ones in the 4, 5, and 6, and also the 9-inch, but I don't have the 9-inch listed yet. Still have to figure out the pricing for that and shipping for you guys. And then I have the opaque version. This is the drainage hole for this size. And they're white inside and out, and they also come with the wicking cord. Let me check out the chat because I see some messages coming through. Okay, Puerto Rican plantas. No problem. Enjoy your company and family. So yeah, as I was saying, I have these in the opaque ones. Again, white with the white inserts and the wick. And these I have in the size 3, 4, and 5 inch, as well as the 9 inch. No, I think these are the only ones that I don't have in the 9 inch. The clear ones I do have in the 9 inch. So those are the sizes that we have. I keep looking that way because we have cats that I mentioned before that we keep feeding. And it's a mama black cat, and then she has a gray kitten and a black kitten. And they keep coming to the door to be fed. So we might have to go out there and feed them real quick.
You want me to?
Yeah, go feed them, Jazz.
Okay.
So yesterday we did a little we did a little test, and we left our sliding door open to see if they would come in the house. And the 2 kittens came in the house, you guys, but they went right back out. We didn't trap them or anything like that. But they came in and they sniffed a little, and then they went back out. They came in quite a few times, but I thought it was super cute that they were trying to explore my kitchen. You made a mess. I saw that you made a mess with all that cat food. Yeah, that's way too much, girl.
Well, that's all they get for the next 2 nights. I mean, not 2 nights, but like the rest.
So yeah, we did that little, what would you call it, experiment.
Yeah.
And Jasmine wanted us to close the door. She said, close the door, keep them inside. And I said, no, we shouldn't do that.
Ridiculous.
But maybe eventually we'll get them in the house and they could be our house cats. Who knows? I don't know. Because they're feral cats, you know, so I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, I wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone that's been ordering my self-watering pots. I really appreciate it. I still got a ton. So plenty available for you guys. Even though they're selling like hotcakes. So let's get into what we're doing in this video today. I picked up, and she's looking a little rough, you guys, so don't judge her, okay? I picked up this Jacinia hanging basket from Lowe's. She actually feels a little light, so she might need a watering. But we all know that this Casa Farm substrate retains a lot of moisture, so I'm pretty sure she still has enough moisture. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and chop and prop her. And so I'm giving you a look at her. She does have quite a bit of green in the inside, but lots of variegation as well. She has quite a bit of leaves that are browning and like tattered, but I'm going to cut those off. But yeah, I'm going to show you my process. So first thing I'm going to take off is the hanging basket part, the hook. And I will probably just repurpose this hanging basket for one of my plants. Let me put my gloves on before I start this. So what are you guys doing today? Is anybody watching the football game? I think it's still going on. The Eagles are playing. What's the score? Do you know?
I can try.
Yeah, tell me the score, please. Oh no. Yes, Plantarican plants. I will explain the substrates when I do a Hoya propagation video. I have some videos already on Hoyas. You might want to look through my videos. There will be edited videos, so they should be a little shorter and easier to follow, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, check my older videos if I don't get that video out to you in time, and you will find out how I propagate my Hoyas and things like that.
They're in the third quarter, and it's 26-21. The Rams are winning.
Oh. Okay, so the hanger's off. You're just doing nothing, Anthony. Yeah, Sunday's a pretty relaxed day. Usually, I don't really have a relaxed day. You know, I do so much. Yesterday, me and my daughter had such a perfect day. We went thrifting, and I don't know if I'm gonna share what we thrifted, but I can if you guys would like to see a video on that. I can share that on a video separate from today. But we went thrifting. We found some nice fall clothing items and some more fall things I don't want to spoil in case anybody wants that kind of video. I will film it. But yeah, we went thrifting. Then we went, what did we do next?
We went to Target.
Oh, we went to Target. We got Starbucks. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was dying for coffee for so long because I gave up coffee a while ago. Probably coming up on a year almost soon. Yeah. And I just want, I don't know, when it starts to get like closer to the fall and winter season, I crave coffee so much more because of the warm drink, I guess, during the colder seasons. And so we decided to stop at Starbucks in the Target, and I got me a caramel macchiato. It was delicious, you guys. It was delicious. With the 2 espresso shots, yum.
Espresso, yeah. I didn't get coffee. I got
tattered leaf
cream frappuccino. Pumpkin cream frappuccino.
Jasmine got a pumpkin. What is it? Pumpkin cream frappuccino.
With
this leaf is broken.
It was really good.
Pumpkin cream cold foam.
Yeah.
And her frappuccino. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just chop off all the stems first. Let me get my shears and my spray to clean my shears and some paper towels here. I should have brought, well, I do have a bin here for this substrate that I can use for trash. So I'm just going to throw out the stuff in this bucket that I have. It's just a Dollar Tree bucket that I have on the ground. And I'm just dropping any leaves that I cut off. And I think I'm going to cut off all the ones that have like huge amounts of browning and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but first let's cut the stems. I like to cut all the way to the last leaf and node that's closest to the soil, and then we'll set that aside. Oh, I didn't even clean my shears. I think they were clean before, but let's make sure we don't transfer anything here. So I do want to show you up close too what I mean by a node and where I cut. So since I cut this off already, let me show you. Hopefully you can see. So there's a little point here. See that little brown point? That's where they have aerial roots. That's where the actual roots will grow from when you put them in a substrate or soil or water. And so where you have the leaf stem or petiole that reaches the stem of the vine is a node. So I like to cut, they say that you want to cut in an angle, like 45 degree, I guess, angle, to have more surface to root and stuff like that. Anyways, and I try to cut in between each node. So this is a node here, This is another node. I would cut right in the middle. And you don't need a huge stem, but I like to leave a good amount of stem in case there's any rotting going on in the stem, in the substrate that you put it in, then you can cut it away. Yeah, I love the Dischidias too. They're a little bit more, in my opinion. I know for some people they're not as tricky as Hoyas, or they think they're just as easy as Hoyas, but I think they're different for me. I think Hoyas are a lot easier for me than the Dischidias are to grow. Yeah, I love lipstick plants. They're beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead, well, let's chop off all the vines first and then we'll continue. So this one has quite a bit of brown leaves here. I'm just going to take those off. Try to keep the healthier ones. This one's also, I'm going to end up with probably some node propagations. But the idea is to try and get as many one leaf nodes out of this basket as I can. And then we're going to continue to chop these down. This one actually was rooted into the soil. And I'm not trying to keep this whole hanging basket for myself, you guys. So in this video, I am going to show you how I chop and prop from this basket, but probably after the video, I will be taking it out of its substrate. If this video becomes too long, I can't do that in the video, but I might be able to show you guys how I take care of the basket after I do my chop and prop. And you could totally just do this, what I'm doing, these massive chops, and then just let the plant grow back. But I'm not trying to keep this hanging basket for myself. I don't have an interest in growing the Jacinia pothos for my own collection. I picked up this plant specifically for the shop. And there's no huge reason except for pothos grow really fast. And I don't know, I just grew out of love with pothos. Kind of like, you gotta kind of pick and choose what plants you have in your collection, and the pothos just was a plant that I decided I didn't need in my collection. I know they are a staple. I know that people love them. That's why I picked this up. They are a beautiful, easy to care for plant. I just, you know, got in my time where I just want to curate my collection a little bit more, and pothos just was one that I decided not to keep in my collection. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You can hear me well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So it looks like this mic is working well. Definitely worth the money that I spent for it. It's a little pricey, but it's good. So I'm just chopping off all the vines. And then the ones that are left in the pot with soil, like soil roots already, I will take those and I'm going to divide them into smaller pots so I can sell some right away. And these here, we will put in water because pothos grow roots magnificently in water, so I have no issues doing that. And so that's how we'll grow them. And once they get a good root system, then I will pot them up and list them for you guys. And hopefully she will keep her variegation, because I know that the Jacinia pothos is one of those that can have a beautiful variegation, but sometimes she loses some of the coloring if she's not getting enough light. At least the one that I had in my collection did that. She reverted to almost completely green, which is why I just got rid of her in my collection. Some of these are coming out with nice roots. And so I have a couple more stems in here I think I can cut. And we will propagate those in water. So, yeah, we're thinking about the whole cat situation for our home. I do have quite a few plants, and I know some of them might be toxic for the cats, so we'll have to think about that as well and keeping them kind of away from those plants. If you have any cats, leave some tips on how to keep them away from your plants, if you have any. Okay, so some of these have roots, soil roots, so they will probably go into a pot, but I'm going to put them aside for now, the ones that have soil roots already. We're going to go ahead and set this basket aside, and let's start chopping these. I'm going to take off some of these lower leaves, and this one has a new growth and 3 leaves. Some of them I'm not even going to chop that much. I'm just going to leave the leaves on the stem and enough stem to be in these jars. I actually have all of these jars, and so we're just going to put them in there, and then later I will fill them up with some water. So this one has an open node. This leaf does not look the best, and it's almost fully green, so I'll take that one off. And I think we will keep 3 leaves, 3 nodes on the bottom. You can do a 1 leaf, 1 node propagations It's up to you. I want to leave them just a little bit longer if I can, like have more nodes. This one has a soil root, so I'm going to put it on that pile. That one I can pot up. This one I'm going to chop because some of these leaves are not looking the best, and some of these leaves are like totally green, so that's how I decide. I'm going to take these two lower leaves off, and they can snap off or you can cut them off. Whatever you choose to do. Just be careful not to break the stem where the nodes are. And this one I'm going to chop right above this leaf here. And it has about 3 nodes to grow from, so that's a 1 leaf, 3 node prop. I don't like how tattered these leaves are, so I'm going to pull them off. Well, that one's a little tough to pull off, so let's cut it. And then we're going to put that in the jar. Also, one tip that I want to give you guys when you are propagating your pothos like this, make sure that you're doing, I want to say, like 10, no more than 10 propagations in a jar, depending on the size of the jar, because then they're competing for the oxygen in the water. So you want to make sure that you don't have too many in there. Because like I said, then they compete for the oxygen in the water. That's why sometimes you can get propagations where you have a few props that grew roots and then some that didn't. Because they're competing for air, and that is if you're water propagating. And again, I just find that to be the easiest way to propagate pothos, so that is what I choose to do. Okay, for this one, it's pretty long, so these two top leaves are newer. As you can see, they're pretty shiny, so I'm going to leave that as a 3 node. Wait, it'll have more than 3 nodes, but let me see. And usually I use the hormone rooting powder, but for pothos, I find, or epipremnum, whatever you want to call it, I find that they don't necessarily need a rooting hormone because they have their natural own rooting hormone. So I'm going to cut this one here, and it's going to have 3 nodes to root from. Actually, it has 4, but there's about 2 empty ones and then 2 with leaves. And then this one, I'm just going to sacrifice 1 leaf here. I really like the variegation on this one, so I'm not going to cut that one off. I'm going to leave it with 3 leaves and 1 node to root from. I think I got about 10 in here already. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So I can add a couple more. So yeah, do you guys like thrifting? Oh, this leaf is gorgeous. I think I'm gonna leave that leaf on that one. for this one, that leaf is browning, so I'm going to cut it off. And it's going to be 2 nodes and 1 leaf. It's got a beautiful leaf here. I probably should have cut this leaf off though. I'll double check my jars before I water them in. Yeah, this Jacinia was pretty beat up. So I'm kind of rescuing her. These 2 leaves are browning. It's got 3 leaves. They are a little tattered too, but we'll cut them off after she gets new growth. I don't really want to do like the, this one I can cut and put in the soil because it already has a root. I don't want to do the, what was I going to say? Oh, the wet stick propagations. They just take too long. I mean, pothos doesn't take too long, but these 2 I'm cutting off even though they're really pretty variegation. They just have brown spots, and we're not trying to propagate that. Yeah, I don't want to do wet stick props. This one has some soil roots. So we're going to sacrifice this bottom leaf even though it looks okay. Just to get that node in the water. Oh gosh, I think there's 10 or more in here already. So that's 1 jar all done. And I'm going to have to remove that leaf from there, but we'll do that later. I got another jar here. I think I overestimated all the jars that I needed. I brought, what was it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 jars up here. I don't need that many. Now I could choose to do 1 node props, and then I would definitely need more jars, but cut that one off because it's browning. But I want these to be nice full plants, and that's why we're gonna cut. I'm gonna cut this one off. It has a node, but that leaf doesn't look very healthy, so I'm just cutting that off. And this one we're gonna split the 2. So it's 1 leaf, 1 node. I could totally do that with most of them, but I, again, want to make them nice trailing plants pretty quick. So I'm going to sacrifice this leaf here because it's browning and yellowing. And the bottom one as well. This one looks pretty good, but it's reverting. It's going green. And I think we want to do some 1 leaf, 1 node ones. Let's go ahead and do that. This one's got 2 leaves, 1 node. This one, the leaf looks tattered. This stem started growing wonky. So I'm not sure how we're going to get this in the jar. I think we will take this leaf off and leave the top 2 leaves. I am planning to do this one. I'm just going to cut the edge off of it. The brown edge. I'm planning to do a video sharing how I decorate for the seasons around my plants. Let me know if you guys are interested in a video like that. I think it's pretty fun. Most of it will probably be like time-lapsed and things like that. This one's just a brown leaf. We're going to get rid of that one. I am also inspecting this plant to make sure it doesn't have spider mites or anything like that. I will also spray all of these props before I add them to water. So yeah, my channel used to be like decorations too. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing a video like that. I also like decorating for the fall and this winter. I used to decorate like for every single thing, like St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. And I really have all the decorations. I totally could do that still, but I have so many things that I do now that I hardly decorate anymore, but I want to get back into it, maybe at least for the fall and winter season. This is a really nice vine. I think we're going to do one node, one leaf props in this vine, because most of these leaves look okay. They have a little bit of browning, but not too much. And this vine is a little twisted. I'll just leave those 3 leaves on there and that vine. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's about 10 in there. So we're gonna grab another jar. And sometimes I use the mason jars, but a lot of the times I use these Prego spaghetti sauce jars. I just clean them out real good and reuse them. So there's 6 there. And one warning I do want to give you guys: when you propagate in clear glass jars, you're going to get some algae growth. So if you don't like the algae growth, I would definitely recommend, I'm going to keep these 3 on, recommend using like a vase that's opaque instead of the glass jars. And I don't know if there's anything scientifically proven, but I have heard some people say that the algae takes away oxygen from the roots and can slow down the growth of your propagations. I also hear a lot of people that never change the water and have no problem with the roots or the algae in the water. I try to change my water. If it gets like slimy looking, you'll see it like really cloudy or disgusting looking. That's the only time that I'll change the water, because the plant puts out its own kind of rooting hormone. And so I don't want to pour that out like once a week, because that's what I was hearing a lot, is that people were saying, oh, you should clean out your water or switch out your water every week. If you do that, you're getting rid of a lot of natural rooting hormones that the plant is putting out. And yeah, I don't believe in that method. So sadly, these two leaves, even though they look so beautifully variegated, one is like cracked all the way down the middle, and the other one has holes in it and browning. So I'm just going to cut those two off. There's a lot of nodes here on this vine. And I think what I'll do is I'll just put the whole thing in the propagation jar, and we can cut it up later once it gets roots. So that's everything that I cut off so far. Now we can look at the soil ones. So that is all the plant matter that I'm throwing out. Let's look at these soil ones. I think we can pot these up. They have itty bitty roots. But I do want to get rid of some of these uglier leaves on the vine, so we will cut them off. So since this one's in the middle of the vine, I'm going to cut that node off. And we're going to get rid of this leaf. And we can put this in the jar to propagate and water. So we filled about 3 jars. Not bad. Not bad at all. So there's about 6 cuttings here that I can pot up. And so I'm just going back here to grab some of these pots that I have set up. I'm going to reuse some of these. I don't know if this is big enough, but whoops. We're going to make some of these plants. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm going to do the like 3 bunches. In each one of these smaller ones. And I don't want to put too much plants in there because they will end up growing pretty fast and filling the pot up with vines pretty fast. So I have my soilless mix here. Since those have roots, we're going to put them into a substrate. I'm going to put some chunky perlite at the bottom. My daughter's doing her homework while we're live.
Why'd you have to out me?
I don't know. I have to find something to talk about. So, perlite at the bottom of the pot, and then a nice scoop of substrate. And I'm going to use my Myco as always. Open this up. small sprinkle in there. And I'm going to put my 3 propagations in there. I think 3 is good. And yes, could I let them callus over a little longer? I could. But I find that I don't really have trouble with cutting them and then potting them up. And then I just go around and press around the soil just to give the plant some stability until it grows more roots and its substrate. You can use propagation pins if your plant is not staying in the soil and it's trying to uproot too much. Okay. That is the first one. She's a little floppy, but when she grows in, she'll be beautiful. I'm going to do the same thing again for this one. And I just want to get these in soil because I don't want the roots to dry up. So that's why we're doing these first. And the other ones are kind of callousing over before I add water to the jars. I will probably add the water out off camera. And maybe we can get into taking this plant completely out of soil and dividing it into plants and potting them up. I can't. Oh, my gloves don't really let me scroll. Okay, some more myco at the bottom here where the roots are going to touch. Let's pop these up. And since I have you guys live here, I would have typically taken these cuttings and rinsed them out and sprayed them and everything before I potted them up. But I will rinse them and treat them later. I just don't want to like move the camera around too much because I have you guys on my tripod. But that's another thing I would recommend, to always treat your plants when you get them from big box stores, especially. When you pot these up, make sure those nodes and those roots are covered really well. So those two are done. I'm going to just put them on that tray here and I'll water them in later. Okay, now let's move these pots out of the way so we can tackle the big basket. How long have we been on here for already, guys? How long have we been on for?
About less than an hour, 50 minutes.
Okay. So we got plenty of time. I think we do. We might be a little bit over our 1 hour mark, but I really want to take this plant out of this soil, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to put my hand in the middle of the pot and flip her upside down, kind of. She's got nice tons of roots. She's not anywhere near root bound. So she could have been in that basket for a while. But I want to separate her and make some plants out of her. And I am a little brutal sometimes when I'm doing this because I'm not really worried about saving every single root. I more am worried about separating the individual plants or vines. And I'm making a mess. Hopefully you guys can see everything I'm doing here. And this is a great way also, you guys, to get a bang for your buck is buying one of these big hanging baskets, and you can grow your plant for yourself, for, you know, a friend or your family, and share.
He says hi.
Hi, Zion. You can't see the messages because my hands are dirty. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting the nice big baskets and chopping and propping and multiplying your plants to share with your planty friends and family. Hubby just went outside, so that's probably what you heard, the sliding glass door opening. Well, this is going to take a while. And you could totally take this outside and hose it off if you want to get all the soil off, but we're not going outside and doing all that. So we're just going to tease it till all the soil comes off. I kind of want to stand up and do this. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Just so I can be up and over the plant. You weren't seeing my face anyways because I was behind the plant, so. This is a part that I would fast play for you guys on my videos or cut out because it's a little long playing and tedious, I guess. Not so exciting, but I do want to separate all this and show you guys how I do this. Do a little shake. Try to get all that substrate out. It's quite a bit coming off. There's definitely a lot of substrate in here. More than roots. But these roots are holding on to the substrate for sure. Sometimes I have to root prune as well when I go to pot them up into separate pots. because it'll have more roots than it needs to have. So okay. Okay, I have some pieces coming a little loose, not too much. Sorry, I'm a little quiet, just trying to concentrate on removing all this soil. Okay, there is one piece separated, and I'm just going to put it on the table as I separate them. Oh, there's another piece that fell off here. Another piece here. And here's another one. Nice root system. And since I have cut all these down to almost one leaf, they don't need a whole lot of roots. That's why I tend to do a little bit of root pruning when I pot them up as well. Here's another one with a huge leaf, but not a whole lot of irrigation on that one. Okay. Got a bunch here that I pulled off. And they're kind of intertwined with each other. I don't want to rip off all the roots, so. If it's a node and it doesn't have a leaf, I could pot them up separately, I guess, till they grow a leaf, if they have a root system. So here's one more. Like this one, I chopped off all the main stem, but it has nodes and it has a good root system, so I could pot that up. I'm just going to put it separate from the ones that have actual leaves. It's another one. And some of these can be chopped back even more. You just have to be careful with spent nodes. Sometimes you won't get another growth point if you chop and don't leave a node where it can grow from, a new vine from. For example, this plant here was propagated here as this stem. This is the main stem. This is the node here. It grew another vine here, but because I chopped it up here, not way down here, it has two nodes to activate from. So this is not a spent node. If I had chopped it all the way back to the main stem, it would have been a spent node. But it has 2 nodes to grow from. We are almost done separating here, you guys. Here goes another one, same example. And sometimes when these revert to just all green, I just sell them as jade. Or I will let you know it's a Jacinia, but just reverted in the description of the plant. Or I'll just say it's just a jade pothos. I know that some people have been able to bring the variegation back with lighting, so I just didn't have... I can't say that that ever worked for me because I gave mine quite a bit of highlight and the variegation did not come back, so... This one... Does it have a node? Yes, it has a node. So this one can regrow. It's not a spent node. So after I'm done separating all these, I can pot them up into their individual pots. And I do wait about a week or two to see root growth and new growth before I list them, because I want to make sure that the plant didn't go into shock and start killing its roots off or anything like that. So here's another really good piece. So if you're waiting for these, don't think that they're going to be up anytime soon. They'll be up in a few weeks when I see how well the plant is doing. Look at how big and beautiful this leaf is, you guys. Gorgeous. And don't get me wrong, you guys. I think pothos are beautiful. They're easy to care for plants. But my south-facing windows, where I keep most of my hanging plants, is not equipped for pothos. Like, it's not a good spot for pothos to hang because they were drying out way too fast. And I just didn't have anywhere to keep them. So that's why I decided to switch them out with my Hoyas, because my Hoyas can take my south-facing window. They can also take drying out a little bit more than pothos can. Pothos like to give you a lot of yellowing leaves when they dry out, so they don't like drying out particularly. Hoyas are a little bit more forgiving in that sense. And they also love the sun a lot more than a pothos does. Because if you think about it, Hoyas have pretty thick, waxy leaves, and pothos have thinner leaves. I'm really not trying to have way too many of these, so I probably should have put those 6 pieces into one pot instead of 3 and 3. Because I'm definitely not going to do just 3. When I do pot these up, I'm going to do more. Because I really like to have nice full plants when I sell to you guys, when I post them. I don't like to sell like one plant in a pot. I like it to be nice, full, and bushy. Like you buy them in the big box stores, you know? So I will probably put these in more like 6 in a pot. I think that's a good number. Especially those pots are like 3 inches or something. Or maybe 3 is good because pothos can grow really fast and really long. I don't think I'm going to do any updates in this video because it's pretty long already. How long we been on, Jess?
About an hour and like a couple minutes.
Okay. So, I think we can pot these up real quick, you guys. If I'm fast about it. I got them all out of the substrate. Let me just wipe this table down real quick. I should have gotten an extra tray, but I didn't. So we're gonna make do. All right, we're gonna put the pots. Here they are. So these are the pots that I reuse all the time. So we're going to use them to repot all these plants today. I was looking for my soil bin. What am I doing? Okay. I'm gonna scoot this over. I'm right-handed, so everything's like to the right of me. So I don't have that much room. Let me move the pots at least to the left of me. That can stay there, the soil there. Okay. I'm gonna use the lid of the bin as like my catch-all. And I'm going to try and do this really quick with you guys. Let's see how much we can get done before the hour and a half. So we're going to do 6 pieces, you guys. 2, 3. And I'm not even going to look at the pieces or anything like that. I'm just going to put 6 of them in there. 4, 5. Let's do one more. And 6. This one's nice and trailing. And I'm just picking from the top. So no myco. It's a pothos. It'll be just fine. I can always add myco later on. If I choose to. I don't think it's totally necessary for these props. What's necessary is to make sure that your roots are in your pot and that you're covering them with the substrate when you're repotting them back up in these. And I'll probably just repot those other ones off camera and pot them together instead of the 3 per pot that I have there. And these will be available faster than the ones that are in water, because the ones in water still have to grow some roots. But trust and believe that they will be available fast as well, because pothos grow roots really fast, you guys. So there goes our first one there. Move the jars out of the tray so that I can just sit these on there. Okay. Number 1. I'll use this one. One, 2. Wow, that one has a lot of roots. Let's group them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to sacrifice this bottom leaf here because it's getting in the way. Okay, now we can backfill. And you guys, I think I'm going to, if I get the time today, I don't know, I'm going to decorate around my plants for fall. I don't know if hubby got the bins down from the attic for me just yet. Or I can at least set up and do it tomorrow. Again, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing how I decorate for the fall season around my plants, and I can share that in a video for you guys. I might actually put a poll before I do that, before I start decorating, so that I know if I need to film it or not for you guys. Okay, there's plant number 2. Looks a little crazy when you first do these, but once you water them in and they get some light and they get settled into the soil, they perk up and look a lot better and healthier. So these are super tiny pots, so I think I'm going to do maybe 3 in these pots. So 3 plants would be good. Let's do that one in a big one. Dude, this leaf is humongous. Humongous. How much time, Jess?
We have been going for about 70 minutes and some change. 70 something minutes.
Are you guessing or?
No, I just don't know the exact number, but I know that it's a little past 70, but not quite 80.
Okay. We're almost done, you guys. I think maybe 2 or 3 more pots. And let me know in the comments if you like videos like this. Do you find them fun, informative? If I didn't answer any of your questions, let me know. There's another tiny one. So these are like from Dollar Tree, these little pots. I think they're like 3-inch ones. So yeah, let me know if you like these videos like this. I'm not putting something with a huge root system in this one because it's so tiny. Let's see. These all have such huge leaves too. And big root systems left. Okay, I think we'll do single leaf. It's quite a bit of root system there, but it'll be alright. I'll just up pot it once it starts giving me new growth. I also want to do this with the Mandula. I want to chop and prop the Mandula to share because I know a lot of people really like the Mandula as well. And for some reason in my Lowe's, the baskets were not selling and they were huge, beautiful, big Mandula baskets. I don't know if people just are tired of seeing them or they have them in their collection already. Sorry, moving the jars again so I can put some more plants on this tray. Okay, so now we're going in with my clear pots because we're all done with those nursery pots that I like to reuse. And these are about 3.5 inches, I want to say. Wow. 1, 2. I think these can only fit 3 in each pot, as you can see, because of the root system. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the amount of plant that I'm going to put in here because then I won't be able to keep up with the watering. So this one gets 3 props in here. Okay. So that one's all done. I do have some air gaps in there, so I'm going to use to get the air gaps out so these roots do not dry on me. There we go. Looking good. She's all done. That one only has 3, but lots of roots in there. And oh, this one's a little deeper. We can use this one next. Maybe we can do like 4 in here. Let's see. 1. She's got a lot of roots. We're gonna chop these. We're gonna chop these, you guys. Just so she fits in the pot. 2. Do 3 in there. Chop some of these too. There we go. It will be okay. It will grow more roots. Sorry, I'm being a little bit quiet. I'm just trying to get this done as quick as possible, you guys. And concentrate on doing a good job on these as well. There she is. Oh, I have some exposed roots on the top. Let's cover those. Okay, she is done. Now we have, what's left? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 with exception of this one that has no leaf. So we'll just pot up all 4 together. And then we'll be done. I will water these off camera and put the water in the jars off camera. Also spray them and clean their leaves. Look at how minty this one is. Just have to show you. It reminds me of the mint monstera that everybody keeps showing. Beautiful variegation, just like that. And I think I'm going to chop her roots as well. She just has so much. This one's fine, but this other piece is super long. So we'll just chop some of them roots off. It'll be okay. Let's chop that one as well. Pot all these together. And you guys, I have potting mats and I never use them. I should definitely be using them. It makes such a mess, but it's still a quick cleanup, potting mat or not. Okay. We are done. Last scoop of soil going in the pot. There she is. Let me clean real quick and show you the entire tray. Just clean. This is my soil, so it goes right back in the bin. Super easy. Set this aside. Grab a napkin. Oh, I had one over there. That's okay. And wipe this real quick without getting it all over me. Whoops. Sorry, I hit the jar. The glass jar. Then we're going to do a quick spritz here. Same stuff I used to clean my shears. I'm going to just spray this table. It's like alcohol and stuff, so disinfectant. And I'm a little thirsty. All right, table's clean. My chop and prop is done for today. Well, I do have to water them in, but this is the tray that I was able to do. I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 plants, and then I have 3 jars of propagations that will be growing roots. And as soon as these are available and happy and healthy and growing with new growth, I will have them up on my PalmStreet. So make sure to check it out. Check me out there if you want one of these Jacinia pothos. I will also share the photos and all that on there. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this chop and prop. I hope you enjoyed it. I did a lot of planning to make this video, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. And yeah, check me out on PalmStreet. Check out my Instagram. Check out my TikTok. Everything is like I am here, latinaplants. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.
Done?